first stages of the Joint Liaison Group as to whether it should meet in London or in Hong Kong or Beijing or all three. And I said, well, it may be possible for us to compromise. And he reached out, shook me by the hand and said, right, we've done a deal. And I said, no, hang on, we haven't. But he was very keen to drive home his advantage. I was dealing, if you like, with a short, male Chinese Thatcher. I dealt with Margaret Thatcher as a very tough leader myself and knew the need for tough leadership. I knew that I was talking to a determined leader then.
What was going through your mind when you stood next to Deng Xiaoping and you watched Mrs. Thatcher and Zhao Ziyang sign the agreement? Were you relieved?
Yes, I was enormously relieved, and I was very conscious of being present at a moment in history. And one of the great pleasures for me was to have the Hong Kong people surrounding us in Beijing at that time, because I had lived through with them the days and weeks of very, very anxious negotiation. So it was a great high moment in history. History has its peaks and its troughs, and we have our worries and our moments of success. That was a moment of achievement. But life goes on, and there are going to be many difficulties and many achievements in the years ahead. And I think people who are now critical of it tend to forget that we started with very few bits of straw from which to make our bricks.
So China really came a long ways in signing the joint declaration.
Very much so, and it was acclaimed. Even my old sparring partner, my friend Dennis Healy, who was then shadowing me in the House of Commons, he paid glowing tribute to it, and that really did startle me.